Fear has a very specific job. Its job is to move you away from danger. To accelerate the heart, sharpen the attention, prepare the body for response. In the original version, the version fear was designed for it was useful. An animal hears something in the darkness and fear gives it the speed it needs. But that is not how most people experience fear. What most people experience is a chronic, low-level fear that has almost nothing to do with actual danger. Fear of embarrassment. Fear of failure. Fear of what other people will think. Fear of being wrong. Fear of missing out, falling behind, being left. Fear of things that have not happened and may never happen, aimed at futures that may not arrive, spent on possibilities that cannot be survived anyway. This kind of fear does not protect you. It drains you. It narrows your choices. It makes you smaller than you are. Epictetus in Book 4, Chapter 7 is about what it means to actually be free from fear, not free from every physical sensation of alarm, but free from the chronic, self-generated fear that governs most lives. He begins with a provocation. The philosopher, he says, will not fear even Caesar. Not because the philosopher is reckless, or because Caesar cannot do real harm. Caesar can. He has power, and power can destroy. But the philosopher understands something about the structure of Caesar's threats that most people miss. Caesar can only harm what is not genuinely yours. He can take your property. But property was never the source of your good. He can take your reputation. But reputation is in other people's minds, not in your character. He can take your body, in the extreme, even your life. But he cannot touch the quality of your engagement with however much life you have. Fear becomes manageable, not manageable in the sense of suppressed, but genuinely reduced when you have clearly located what you actually value. Because most fear is fear of losing something. And if what you fear losing is external reputation, security, approval, comfort, your fear will be proportional to how much of your well-being you have staked there. Move your stake. This is the prescription. Not to indifference, you can still care about your work, your relationships, your life. But care about them the way you care about a good performance of a piece of music. You give it everything, you are fully present, and then it is done, and it belongs to what has already happened. You do not grip the last note trying to hold it. The fearless person, and Epictetus is describing someone who can actually be encountered, not an abstract ideal, is fearless not because nothing can happen to them, but because they have stopped requiring specific outcomes in order to be okay. They have done what they can and they have let the result be what it is. And in that releasing, the grip of fear loosens. It does not disappear. But it stops governing. What are you afraid of right now? Name it clearly. Then ask, what is the actual worst version of this outcome? And then, what, in that worst version, would remain genuinely mine? The answer will always be the same, your response. Your character. The quality of how you meet it. That is what fear cannot touch. That is what Caesar cannot exile. That is the life that exists inside every circumstance, even the bad ones, especially the bad ones. Build that. Live there. And let fear have its say. Then put it in its proper place. This has been Epictetus, Discourses. Ancient philosophy, sharpened for the life you are actually living. Subscribe to StoicForge for more from the greatest minds in history. Ancient wisdom. Modern edge.
That was the final episode of Epictetus, the Discourses. A man who owned nothing wrote the most complete philosophy of freedom ever recorded. What Caesar cannot exile. What fortune cannot withdraw. What fear cannot govern. That is what remains. Subscribe to StoicForge. Ancient wisdom. Modern edge.